Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to North Shore 9, presented by FanDuel. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we have Doug, the man of the people. Dougie Fresh.
Hello.
How's it going, Doug?
Spring training. It's awesome. It's our second week. Brought in some fresh blood. You're still stuck with the, my old trite routine. But look, things are happening. The Bucko Banner guys are here. Bob Nutting is standing right over there.
Yeah.
I think he's locked in listening. I ran into Jim Stam.
Maybe we should hope he's not.
Yeah. Maybe he should hope he's not.
Yeah.
But no, man, it's a beautiful day for baseball. The weather has turned. It's feeling like spring training.
I'm not gonna brag and boast, but I'm just gonna say, when the week 2 people came down, the weather came out to be really, really nice. So we know who the better crew is.
Well, you brought the good weather. You brought it right over from Jacksonville, I guess. Mike Clevenger starting today, and his nickname is Sunshine, I've learned today. So there you go.
There you go. I love it. But yeah, so again, it is week 2 of spring training for us. We have a really solid lineup today. Some interesting pitchers. The Bucko Brew, we talked about like the 5th starter, the battle in there. Mlodzinski being part of it. He's going to pitch today. Someone we didn't really talk about was like Michael Clevenger, and theoretically, like you could say he's in that. I don't really know what role he's going to be battling for. Maybe it's the rotation, maybe it's the bullpen. Of course, he's a minor league invitee, like he's not on the major league roster in the sense, but he's fighting for something, some depth there. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do today. But yeah, it's actually a really solid lineup also.
Yeah. The first, it's funny because for years we've complained about, everything from about 4, 5, 6 on was pretty bad. And the first 6 guys in this lineup are big parts of this team. And then Henry Davis is 7. And hopefully he's a big part of the team.
Sure.
But yeah, these are, it's O'Hearn, it's Ozuna, it's Brian Reynolds, it's Mangum is leading off. We this starting lineup, or that portion of the starting lineup, we expect to see a lot this year.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's starting to feel more real. I'm sure they're only going to play, 4 innings, 5 innings, what have you. But baseball is right around the corner, and the Pirates are getting ready.
Yeah, it absolutely is. So kicking off, as you mentioned, Jake Mangum is going to play center field. But you have Mangum, you have Brandon Lau, Brian Reynolds, Ryan O'Hearn, Marcell Ozuna, Spencer Horwitz. Potentially maybe his last game or one of the very few before he goes off to the WBC as well. So it's nice to get some action from him this week. Henry Davis at catcher, Emmanuel Valdez, and Alika Williams at shortstop today. So like you said, it's very top heavy. The last 2 probably, they're fighting for a roster spot, at least Valdez to some degree. Alika probably not, but he's going to have a lot of play time with, the WBC coming up.
Yeah, he's going to get opportunities. We're going to see a lot of them. Hey, look, the kid's a great fielder. There's always a room for him. He can't hit a lick. But, you can always, it's always nice to have someone that could be a slick fielder, especially like somebody goes down. You can't replace that bat necessarily. But if you can replace the glove and make the plays and help the pitching staff out, there could be a spot for him. I'm sure he'll be up at some time.
Maybe. He didn't see the field anytime last year. This year they definitely improved the roster. Yeah. So, but again, he could be some depth there. But I do want to go to the pitching. So again, it was starting off today with Mike Clevenger, and then Mlodzinski's coming in. Before we do so, of course, to tell you all, this episode is brought to you by IQ Bar. Our exclusive snack, hydration, IQ Bar protein bars, IQ mix hydration mixes are delicious, low sugar brain body fuel you need for the day. So all bars are clean label certified and entirely free from gluten, dairy, soy, GMOs, and artificial ingredients. All IQ Bar products are packed with clean, delicious ingredients that keep you physically, mentally fit, like magnesium, lion's mane, and more. With over 20,000 5-star reviews and counting, more people than ever are fueling their busy lifestyles with IQ Bar's brain and body boosting bars and hydration mixes. The ultimate sampler pack includes all. So as of right now, IQ Bar is offering our special podcast listeners 20% off IQ Bar products, including the ultimate sampler pack plus free shipping. To get your 20% off, just text MLB to 64,000. Text MLB to 64,000. That's MLB to 64,000. Messages and data rates may apply. See terms for more details. So again, Clevinger is going to start today, which I do find a little bit interesting because, with Mlodzinski coming in there, it was told that the Pirates are interested in seeing what he can do as a starter again. So again, the roles are kind of reversed today. Not that it means much in spring,
Right.
but it is Clevenger going to get the start today.
Right. I mean, yeah, they're both probably going to pitch 3 innings. I don't think it matters who's starting, who's coming in next. I know that the Clevinger signing didn't really move the needle, and if it did, maybe it was in a bit of a negative way. But 2 years ago, he was a pretty good pitcher. He's had a pretty good career. Pirates used 29 pitchers last year, right? You're not whatever 13 go north are not going to be the only 13 pitchers that pitch all year. It's so funny when we'll claim some reliever and everyone, why are they picking these bums? Because you need 30 pitchers to get through a season. And if Clevenger can, do sort of the Andrew Heaney role, like if he makes 6 starts and, 6 somewhat, effective starts before he falls apart or something, they'll probably be needed, and it'll be good to have that. I don't know. I'm not expecting him to put out a Cy Young campaign. If he pitches, it's most likely going to be in the bullpen or as a 5th starter. But he's had a pretty decent career. He's like 66 and 40 or something in his career. We might be able to use him with the Pirates scoring more runs. He might not have to be perfect. That'll be a refreshing change. So I want to see what he does. Because the Pirates obviously, Benjamin at least has enough faith in him to bring him into camp. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and I think that you hit the nail on the head there as far as like depth. I mean, you need pitching. 29 pitchers, that's a lot of guys, right? So, when you find, you always see on Twitter, right? Some candidate was Pirates, I was like, oh, World Series Pirates, all here being cheap. Well, no, you need these guys.
Every team does it. Right?
And like you're pointing out with Clevinger, it's not often you get a guy that cheap who, it wasn't that long ago, he was really good. I mean, he came up with Cleveland, was a stud of a pitcher. Injuries really derailed his career, but you go back just as recent as 2023, he had 131 innings with the White Sox, a 3.77 ERA. I mean, this was a guy who was hovering right around a 3 ERA every year with Cleveland in his prime. So, the talent is there. There's no expectations. He's coming in. He may make the team, maybe a starter, he may be a bullpen guy. We don't know, but it could be a part of this team that helps, like you mentioned.
Right. I mean, it's more than likely he will pitch for the Pirates this year. Right?
Yeah,
barring injury,
absolutely.
More than likely he will pitch. How much, how effective, time will tell. But let's see what he can do. Let's see. Let's see if he looks healthy. That's the important thing, obviously. When the guy has been healthy, he's been very good pitcher. The Pirates the Pirates traded pitching depth, and we lost Mike Burrows and Johan Oviedo. I'm not sure that Antoine Kelly, we were talking about this morning, are quite ready to ride to the rescue. I don't know what Urquidy has, and I don't want Mlodzinski as a starter. That's my personal thing. He lights out in the bullpen, and we need lights out in the bullpen. And let's again. There's a very good chance that he gets, has multiple appearances for the Pirates this year. So let's see what he has. Let's see what he can do.
For sure. And you don't get too much funkier on the mound than as well. So it's going to be interesting to watch him regardless of how well he pitches. But, next up is Mlodzinski. And like you mentioned, there's definitely some, I'm not going to say controversy, but it's split. I mean, this guy, should we even entertain him being a starter? Should we just say, hey, this is what works, be in the bullpen? I'm fine entertaining at this point in time. Again, if he's a starter and he's good, it only helps even more.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, the people that want to talk on Jared Jones, like, oh, he's a bullpen arm. I mean, his value comes in the rotation. If he can give you that type of production in the rotation, he'll be very valuable. And the same thing exists, obviously, for Mlodzinski. If he's going to be a good pitcher, the value is most, productive in the rotation.
Right.
I'm just not so sure he will be.
Right. I mean, what we've seen so far is that he's not very good after his 2nd or 3rd inning.
Right.
If he could stretch himself out, if he can be a 5-inning pitcher, because that's what you need to be in today's baseball, especially as a number 5 starter. If he could be with that, I'm happy to see him in the starting role. But from what we've seen his splits as a starter, not so good. As a bullpen pitcher, lights out. But he deserves every opportunity. I don't want anybody being handed jobs. If he can compete, if he can win the job, and then if he can produce, fine. Have at it. We can find somebody else for the bullpen.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we've talked about this morning. Since the level to degree, we add a splitter. We worked on his pitch sequencing, the curveball the second half. So, there's a different pitcher in Carmer. At least that's how he feels. Maybe the Pirates are viewing him this year opposed to last year. So with the battle of the 5 starter, with the battle of depth, and just in the sense of like maybe that he could be used in both ways. Maybe he's a real, for some sense, he was a bullpen, a bulk guy. But at any rate, he will be, unlike Clevinger, right? Like he will be a part of this team in a big way. He's gonna be counted on this year.
He'll be on the roster opening day. Look, I'm thrilled that he wants to start. I'm thrilled that he wants to compete.
What you're saying, Doug, is you want dogs in your team.
Yeah, exactly.
You want people that want to do things.
Right. He's like, I don't want to be the 6th and 7th inning guy. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I get it. And he's got a little moxie. Right. If he, to me, it's simple. If he can do it, have at it, Carmen. But let's find out for sure. Let's not give out any jobs. This isn't no orange slices, no jobs.
There, I was gonna say that. We know your line, right? No orange slices. But obviously they might not be that great here anyway, right? Yeah, so it's all good. But anyways, no. So getting to the lineup, as we mentioned, it's a pretty solid one with Mangum, Lau, Reynolds, O'Hearn, Ozuna, Horowitz, and actually, all of them pretty much producing this spring as well. From what you've seen now, this is second time seeing some versus others.
Right. My favorite thing to see this spring is O'Neal Cruz get to first base, Walker single, and then steal, and then get knocked in by one of the guys. It's happened a couple times, and I love O'Neal Cruz's approach so far this spring. I don't know if that's what he's going to be doing all year, but right now he looks like a guy that's going to score 100+ runs. He's going to steal 50+ bases, and yesterday he did crush a home run. That's still in there too. But I want him to get away from only focusing on blowing up StatCast.
Right.
And produce. We need actual production. He doesn't have to be the MVP, but he's got to be better than he was last year.
Yep. So with Cruz playing for the Dominican in the WBC, we're not going to see him at all anymore this week. So again, like with these comes opportunity, right? So Jake Mangum will be playing center field today, and obviously he's a big part of that trade. And he's going to be a big part of this team as well. Probably more like the fourth outfielder, but the fact that he can play all the different positions. I'm very interested to see what Jake Mangum can do. Yeah. We understand training stats don't matter too much, but I want to know what that bat really can be.
Listen, he hit 297 last year. I don't know if he can replicate that, but he is a guy that gets on base. He's not swing. He is a different look. He doesn't strike out a lot. We have a lot of big swingers, a lot of strikeout guys. Today's baseball is filled with strikeout. So it would just be nice to have somebody that's focused on. I love what he said when Tyler interviewed him. I touch the ball and I run.
Yes.
And we've seen that. And he's been a fun guy to watch. He's been a great guy to talk to, watch him interact with the fans. But he's going to get a ton of playing time, right? You were going to, like Brian Reynolds, I see Brian Reynolds DHing at least once a week. I see O'Hearn playing some first base. There's going to be opportunity for Jake Mangum. And I want to see him seize it and then light it up. So
Right. Outside of that, again, revenge game. Mangum, as we talked, playing the Rays. Brandon Lau, also Alika in there for the Rays. Yeah, 3 out of 9. It's a revenge game for them. So with that being said, the FanDuel over and under on this game is 8.5 runs. What are you expecting from this game? Just out of curiosity. I know it's spring, but
it's been funny because we thought a couple times the wind blowing out. The wind's blowing in, and we saw the back because it was knocking the ball down. But it's really hard because by the 5th inning, it's a whole new cast of guys.
Right.
We saw the young Bucks do it the other day. It was them that generated all the offense, and it was in the 5th and 6th inning, that sort of thing. So I'm going to take the under. And when you see the result, you'll probably realize there's a reason Doug doesn't gamble anymore.
But no, I did want to bring that up because it's funny because I mentioned the same thing. It's like that wind was blowing it hard. And you see Reynolds was connecting, and that ball was just dying.
You could hear this great crack of the bat. It would jump off the bat, and it would die, 10 feet behind second base.
Right.
It looked like it was going to the wall.
So I know we like to talk about batting practice. We didn't get to see too much to take away. Again, they were hitting the ball pretty well, but things were just dying. There was no true oh, look how that barely hit the warning track now. But anyways, Reynolds was hitting the ball pretty well. Henry Davis was kind of spotty from what I saw. But anyways, it's spring training. We're in week 2. Things are starting to really ramp up. That's all I really have to say, I guess. Anything
No, it's time to
You
play
wanna-
ball. It's time to play
It is
ball.
about time to.
Actually happen rather than speculating on what might happen. So
Yeah,
let's play ball, man.
I'm excited. So again, I'm here full week. You're here the full week.
Right.
On the post game wrap up, we'll have Neil and Nate doing that for you. So tune in later. Outside of that,
Hey, if you're at the ballpark, find us and say hello.
yeah, we got koozies, we got
Koozies,
stickers, we got Cody.
We
That's
got
enough reason to
Cody.
come around.
Cody's the
Come
most
see Cody.
lovable guy in the stadium.
But come here, Cody.
I'm here, baby.
Everything run.
That's it. So we'll be back with you some more content. Let's go watch these Buccos play some ball. Until then, bye.
Let's go Bucks.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.